Well, you might know our next guest as the author of the award-winning book Monkey Beach. And now Eden Robinson is back with a brand new novel. It's called Son of a Trickster, and Eden is in studio this morning to share a little literary magic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this is a book of fiction, but based on a real Heisler character.
Yes, the
Trickster.
The Trickster.
So
the Trickster.
So explain to our viewers what is the Trickster?
The Trickster is the transforming raven, and in our traditional stories, he was more of a character. He taught you about the rules, the protocol, the nuyum, by breaking all the rules. So. So he was the bad example. Other First Nations have different tricksters. Sometimes they're more benign, sometimes they're more generous, they're creators. But ours was very bratty. So
You're laughing at it. Was this a fun character to
He was
develop?
so much fun. Yeah. I had a lot of fun writing this book, and I mostly wrote it like between 4 and 5 in the morning.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Is that the tail end of your day or the beginning of your day?
That was the beginning.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that would be a different experience if that was near the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it would be a very different novel.
Now you dedicate the book to your niece and nephew.
Yes.
Because you said you want them to reconnect with this character.
Yes,
Tell me about that.
Well, I remember my dad talking to his grandchildren, and he was telling them Ouigat stories. And when I was growing up, after dinner, we would sit around the kitchen table, and we'd be drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, and we'd just be telling stories, and the family would try to outdo each other on the funny stories. And the Ouigat stories were always the wildest. And when Dad was trying to tell the grandkids the story, they didn't seem to connect with it. So with Son of a Trickster, I was trying to bring Ouigat into the present where, with texting and...
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the fact that you bring it into the present, because my next question was going to be about how much of your real life informs your writing, even in fiction, because I know that you were very outspoken about the Enbridge Project, which is referenced in this book.
Yes. I pulled from my world, like from all the realities of my world, from Hurricane closing and Enbridge and small town life. So all of the characters are me, even the really crazy, violent characters. But the things that I steal from my own life aren't generally. They're more emotional truths. The details were all made up. It's all.
I want to get your take on a few other things, though, because we've got a new government in Ottawa that has outwardly said that they are committed to rebooting and reinvigorating the relationship between the government and Native and Indigenous groups across the country. You have been outspoken in the past about how you felt that those have fallen by the wayside.
Yes.
What is your state of the relationship today?
The talk is so much nicer and better, but the on-the-ground reality has not lived up to the promises. So, for instance, in healthcare, there was a special fund set aside for for children who were caught in the jurisdictional, sort of gray area where they weren't funded. So they had like 127 million earmarked for that fund, but only spent 10 million or 11 million.
So a good talk, not enough walk yet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, your first novel, Monkey Beach, I find this really interesting because it ended up on the First Nations English curriculum.
Yes.
Okay, so that got me thinking. So you write these books for entertainment. They end up becoming part of an education curriculum.
Yes.
Can something that is something that's made for entertainment be educational?
Oh, yeah.
Are they two sides of the same coin?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we're talking about like books for education, it's hard to connect with, if you're a teenager, it's hard to connect with something that's not reflecting your reality. So some of this, so Monkey Beach had all teenage characters, and Son of a Trickster has teenage characters. And I try to make them as engaging as possible. and with the curriculum, they were trying to find ways to connect with students.
And you just referenced reflecting back reality, and to so many of these kids, a lot of Aboriginal writers that we know of are male.
Yes.
What do you think? What do we need to do to elevate more Aboriginal female writers?
They're there.
They're there.
They're there. They're just not getting the same amount of attention.
So what do we do?
So right now, we're in a sweet spot where we have a lot of amazing young Indigenous writers coming up. Katharina Vermette, Joan Crate, Leanne Simpson, Sherry Demeline. So they're starting to write some really exciting books. So just paying attention to them and giving them the same attention that we give the boys.
And lastly, with all of this attention comes responsibility. When you hear that you are a role model, what does that make you feel?
Well, I think I'm a we get role model. The bad example, huh?
Hey, listen, sometimes what not to do, if they can learn that, then they know what to do.
That's true.
Yes. Eden, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the book. It's called Son of a Trickster.